What's up guys, my name's Brandon and Apple Intelligence is finally here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up Apple Intelligence on your iPhone, the new features that it brings, and some tips and tricks that I've learned after using it in beta for quite some time. Okay, so first, in order to get Apple Intelligence on your device, you need to go to your settings, go to General and into Software Update, and make sure you update to iOS 18.1 or later. And keep in mind, Apple Intelligence is only available for the iPhone 15 Pro, the 15 Pro Max, and any of the iPhone 16s. Okay, so once you update to iOS 18.1, you will need to go into your settings and go to Apple Intelligence and Siri and make sure that your language right underneath of Siri requests is set to English United States. And then if we go back in our settings and go to General and then down here to Language and Region, you want to make sure that you have English US set as your preferred language as well. And as of right now, this is mandatory until other languages are supported in future updates. Okay, so after that, you can go into your settings here and into the Apple Intelligence section, and you will join the Apple Intelligence waitlist. Now, this waitlist is here because you need to download the Apple Intelligence models from Apple's servers. And of course, since this is so new, not everybody can do that at the same time. And after you join the waitlist, you will get a notification when Apple Intelligence is available for your device, and then you will see a turn on Apple Intelligence button right here. And when you tap on that, it will take you through the splash screens telling you what's new. But you can skip all of that because I'm going to show you everything new in this video. And it starts with notification summaries. One of the very first things that you will notice with Apple Intelligence is that your incoming notifications will now get summarized automatically. And for this example, in the Messages application, you can see that we have the number 2 next to the contact photo, which signifies how many notifications have been received from that specific application, and it gives us a summary right here. And when you tap on that bubble, you can see the full extent of those messages, and you can see they are quite long, which makes this so useful because you can just glance at your phone and see the crux of those notifications at a glance. It saves a lot of time. And here are some more examples of some other applications taking advantage of notification summaries. And this feature is on by default, but you can disable this on a per app basis if you would like to. So to do that, go into your settings and go down to notifications, and then you want to look for summarize previews, and from here you have a kill switch to turn this feature off completely, or you can toggle on or off on a per app basis right here. Now let's talk about writing tools. So this is a feature that helps you rewrite, proofread, and summarize your text system-wide. And what that means is that this works in any application where you can type. So if you're in WhatsApp, if you're in Messages, if you're in the Maps application, no matter where you're at, you will have access to writing tools. So how this works is you select some text. So we'll be using the Messages application for this first example. You can see that when I select the text, down in the bottom toolbar, we have a new Apple Intelligence icon along with quick ways to access different options like proofread and rewrite. Now that's one way to access it. You can also access it right here in this pop-up menu, and we have writing tools. And when you select that, it will pull up the writing tools tray from the bottom. Okay, so the first tool is proofread. So if we select our text and then tap on proofread, you'll notice that we have 4 changes right here, and it will automatically make the changes in our text field, and they will be underlined with a purple and pink underline, indicating that Apple Intelligence changed those things. Now from here, you can either trust Apple Intelligence, or if you tap on the down arrow, you will see details on why certain words were changed. So for example, built-in was wrong right here, and it says it was wrong because of a phrase usage. So you can tap on use original if you want to go back to what it was originally, but it will tell you right here why it was wrong. And if you tap on down, we have phrase usage again, unnecessary punctuation, and then a change in punctuation from a period to a question mark. And then right next to proofread, we have rewrite. So what this will do is essentially just clean up what you've written, and it will shift the tone without impacting your content. So here's the original and here is the rewrite. And if you don't like what Apple Intelligence did with the rewrite, you could just tap on it again and it will give you another option. You could also go back to the previous rewrite, or you can continue with another one right here. So rewrite is cool, but I found that it doesn't really change up my text as much as I would like to. So that's why the 3 options beneath that are going to be far more useful, at least for me. So we have friendly, professional, and concise. So if I have a message written out here that might seem kind of immature and juvenile, maybe it's something that you're thinking about sending, but you know that you probably shouldn't, this is where you can go ahead and select that text that you might really want to say, and then just tap on the friendly button and check this out. So it went from that really immature, mean message to this. I think that's a lot better, and I think that will come across a lot better to the recipient. And here's another example. So I'm in LinkedIn, and maybe I want to get a job, but I don't have the best experience, and I don't know how to sound very professional when I'm writing out this DM. Well, Apple Intelligence can help us with that. So we're going to select that text, go to Writing Tools, and then we're going to select Professional. And now it's going to take my text and make it a little bit more professional. So from here, you will have to tap on Replace to put that in place of the text that you have written out. And then we have concise. So if you're sending a long message and you want to make it a little bit shorter, now you can go ahead and do that with the concise writing tool. And I'm going to show you the rest of the writing tools inside of the Notes application. And you can see that we do have the Apple Intelligence icon in the toolbar at all times. You don't have to have text selected for that to show up. But we're going to go ahead and select all our text and tap on that option in the toolbar. And maybe we want this story to be a little bit shorter, a little bit more concise. So we can now tap on concise right here, and it will make that story a little bit shorter. As you can see, that is the new version, and here was the original. Quite a bit longer. And then down at the bottom, we have some pretty straightforward options. So you can summarize the text that you have selected. You can make key points out of the text that's selected, which that will just give you bullet points for that text. And from here, you have the option to either copy the key points, or you can replace what was selected with those key points. And then we have a list view where it will just create bullet points. And then there's a table view where you can tap on table, and it will create your text and make it into a table. Apple Intelligence also introduces a new Siri UI and a new Siri sound. But it's not just the looks, because Siri also is smarter and sounds better. So Siri is now more natural and has a more expressive voice. It's not as robotic as it was before.
I'll come visit you instead, he offered. Soon, City Mouse visited the country, but right away he got chased by a hawk and nearly run over by a tractor. And the trim was made out of that rubbery sugar stuff on wedding cakes that nobody seems to like. She's going to eat us. I literally live in a house made of candy.
Also, if you misspeak or change what you're saying mid-sentence, Siri will follow along. So check this out. What's the temperature? I mean, what are the directions? Actually, what time's the sunset in Boston? So you can see it just showed me the temperature for Boston over here. It didn't really understand what I was saying, but here on iOS 18.1, it showed me the sunset time in Boston. It understands when I change up what I'm saying mid-sentence, or if I kind of just struggle to say what I'm trying to say. Siri also now has Apple's product knowledge and support base for answering device-specific questions. So watch this. How do I hide apps on my home screen? And you can see that we get a step-by-step tutorial here, whereas before it just sent us searching on the web. How do I reboot my iPhone? And there we go. Once again, we get step-by-step instructions, whereas before it just sent us to the web. And you'll also notice that Siri is now more accurate when maintaining context between requests. Now, if you don't want to talk to Siri, you can also type to Siri with a brand new interface. So if you double tap the bottom of your device down here, I'll do that one more time, double tap the bar at the bottom, and it will pull up this new type to Siri interface. And when you start typing something in, you'll notice that we get suggestions that update in real time as you continue to type. And if I tap on one of those, it will put it in right there and activate it, and it will show me whatever I asked for. Now, as far as the full Siri 2.0, that is coming in a later software update. That's going to be where Siri can understand your personal context and perform actions inside of applications. So now let's talk about Mail and Messages, because both of these applications got a very nice upgrade. So first off, you can see in the Mail application, we now have a priority section up at the top that will show us important time-sensitive messages that have not been opened. So these will show up in a brand new section up top until you open that message, and then they will go away. But that makes sure that you don't miss any potentially important emails. And you'll also notice that we have summaries for all of our emails in line on the main page here of Mail. And this also works for Messages as well. This is not just for notifications. So this can really help you understand, what's in that email before you open open it. And if you go into an email, you'll see that we now have a summarize button up top. And when you tap on that, it will give you a summary of what was said in the email. But it gets even better because we also have smart replies, and this allows you to reply to an email using Apple Intelligence. So check this out. If I go to reply to this email right here, right away when it detects, what was being said in the email, we get the Apple Intelligence animation over our predictive text because that will show us the two different options. So the email asked if I want a red case or a carbon fiber case, and if I want to wait for shipping or ship it out now. So notice how if I select red case, it will not answer the question about shipping. So we're just going to go ahead and enter that, and you can see how this works. So it will say, I'd like the red iPhone 16 case, and actually it does say, go ahead and ship it out now. But if you don't like that answer and you want to change something, it will actually ask you a follow-up question down here that's relevant to that specific email. So it says, for example, when to ship, now or later. So if I want to ship it later instead of now, I can just tap on later and it will rewrite that using that new context that it has from your inputs right here. And you also have these three dots where you can tap and insert something specific. So if I want to say ship in 2 weeks, I can do that, tap on the check mark, and now it will change that to say hold off on shipping for 2 weeks. That's awesome. And you can see this will also work in the messages application, and you can just tap to input the text that it thinks you want to put in for that reply. Now let's talk about the Photos app because there are some nice changes here as well when it comes to Apple Intelligence. So if you tap on search up in the top right, this is where it begins. So when you search for something in Photos, you can now use more natural language to describe what you're looking for. So here's an example. So I have the same photo library on both of these phones, 18.0 on the left, 18.1 on the right. And when I search something like cat sitting in chair, take a look at how many results I get compared to what we had previously. So the natural language search will just help you find things by typing in basically what you would say to like a friend. Apple Intelligence can also find specific moments in video clips. So if I type in Orange Lambo, for example, it will search throughout my videos as well for Orange Lambo and show me the results right there. And again, you can see the difference from 18.0 right here. And then here's something I think a lot of people are going to love. You can now create a memory movie by just typing in what you want to see in that memory. So this is under the memories section, which if you don't have that, if you removed it before, you can just go down to customize and reorder and re-add it back. So I'm just going to type in here. And if you start typing in somebody's name, you can go ahead and tell Apple Intelligence that you want to create a movie with just that person. So I'm going to type in my name and then add on to it. So I put in me with cars in the summer and we'll tap on done. And now you can see this really amazing animation going on in the Photos application now, along with the text underneath of kind of Apple Intelligence just running through your photos on your device to create this memory. And there you go. You can see these are some pictures of me with a car also in the photo. And you'll notice that we have some music playing right here. You could tap on the music icon and you can go through and choose from different songs, just like you can in regular memories. And then once you have the song you like, you can go right there. And if you go to photos, you can see all the photos that were used to create that memory. And you can also add on to it by tapping the three dots and then go to edit title in photos, and you could add photos to that memory very easily. But the best feature in Photos is called Cleanup, and this allows you to remove unwanted objects from your photos and also blur faces with your finger. So what I mean by this is if you go into a photo and maybe you see some people in the background of your image that might be ruining it, now you don't need to go into Photoshop to remove those people anymore. So now if you go to the settings down here at the bottom to edit your photo, you'll notice that we have a brand new option down here called Cleanup. And when you tap on that, it will use Apple Intelligence to automatically detect, what's in the background. So you can see it's already highlighting this person, and that's going to make my job real easy because all I have to do when somebody's highlighted is just simply tap on them and boom, they're gone. And I'd recommend zooming in really far when you go to do this because it just makes it a lot more accurate the more you zoom in. So you can see these people are selected as well. I can go ahead and remove them. Now, if I want to remove this entire sign right here, for example, you can see that it doesn't have the overlay over it. However, I can just go ahead and either circle this or I could just go ahead and scribble through it and it will remove that object. It will detect what I was trying to do and it will remove it like so. This little piece that's remaining right there, we can circle that and that will be gone as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Cleanup is not a generative fill tool. It's just going to use what's around it to fill in that spot where you just erased something. So it's not going to generate like a new hat for me like you would see in Photoshop, for example. So if I were to select my hat, you can see actually it doesn't even select my hat right there. But if I were to get real close on it and try to select my hats, you can see that it's just going to do something crazy because it's not meant to actually, generate a new image on top of what you just erased. Now you did see, however, that you can blur faces by simply circling that face, and it will say safety filter applied. Now in the Notes application, starting with iOS 18, you're able to record audio notes. So if you record an audio note in the Notes application, you can now not only get a transcript, but when you go into the transcript of an audio note or a recorded phone call, you now have a summary up top. So you can now summarize those phone calls and those voice notes very easily right here, and it will also show up on this main page. It will show a preview right here in that player. There's also a new focus mode called Reduce Interruptions, and this is new for Apple Intelligence, and it uses a feature called Intelligent Breakthrough and Silencing. So basically what it does is it just detects whether a notification is important or not, and if it's important, it will send it past your focus mode and give you a notification. So here's an example of how that works, and you can see the animation that goes along with it as well. It gives you a really cool Apple Intelligence-like animation when a notification is deemed to be important, and it will show up right there, and it says maybe important. And those maybe important notifications will also show up on your Apple Watch. Now we talked about using natural language to search for photos in the Photos application, but that also works in the App Store when searching for an application. So you can just type out something like the way that you would say it to a friend. So if I type in super fast car game in 3D, you can see that the results are going to be a lot more relevant than before. So we have like a Super Chef game right here, drive through 3D, things that are not even related to what I was talking about. Whereas on iOS 18.1 with Apple Intelligence, you can see that we're getting the big games like CSR2, Need for Speed, car driving, Asphalt Legends, all of that. Whereas before we did not get any of that. In the Safari application, if you go to the reader view right here, you'll notice that we have a new summarize option up top. And when you tap on that, that will allow you to get a summary of that web page. And if you're somebody who's really big into privacy, we also have the Apple Intelligence privacy report. So if you go into your settings and go down here to privacy and security, and then scroll down near the bottom, we have Apple Intelligence report under the transparency logs. And once you go in here, you can export your activity and it will show you that information. So if I go to copy and then just paste this in my notes and then go into the JSON file, you can see everything in here in terms of the privacy report. So those are the first Apple Intelligence features on the iPhone. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Apple Intelligence videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to see my full what's new in iOS 18.1 video, that video is right here on the screen right now. You can tap that to see everything else included with this new update. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.